Okay.
Welcome to FBB Forum. I'm very pleased to welcome back the beautiful IFBB Pro women's physique competitor, Alyssa Coppolino, to the podcast. Alyssa,
Woo woo.
Alyssa is a friend of mine, and she's also, I was really pleased that she had her big comeback this past year in 2023 after, was it a 4-year absence?
Something like that from 2019 to 2023. So yeah,
That's great. No, it's really
long
good to see you
time.
back again. And I bet it was great to be back on stage. I was wondering if you could kind of walk me through what your 2023 season was like and which shows
Yeah.
did you do and how did you end up placing?
Yeah, absolutely. I will. Thanks again for having me on your YouTube channel. I will
You're welcome.
apologize. I lost my voice over New Year's. No, I wasn't partying. It was a long day of traveling home for Christmas. So I'm a little raspy, but we'll just pretend that it's sexy for now.
Oh, you sound great.
Um, thanks. So yeah, so I think it was 4 years at least, 4 or 5 years since I last competed. And the last show I did was the Wings of Strength again, where I placed eighth, and then COVID happened and whatever else. And so I started this prep probably in February, maybe around this time last year, I guess, 2023. And it was, I will say, I will admit, it was a little harder to kind of get in the swing of things with prep, just kind of being out of practice, forgetting how challenging it was and how much mental fortitude you do need to have to be in prep. So it took me I was stumbled a little bit in the beginning, but good guidance and a good support system kind of helped me get on track. So it was a little tough to get into season, but my first show of the year was the Optimum Classic, where you and I got to meet up and have
Yeah,
dinner together, which was fun.
nice.
Yeah, so that was in Shreveport. I placed eighth there, I believe. I won't get into the details of that show, but it it was a it was good that it was a hard show to come into first. It's kind of like everything else just kind of felt like smooth sailing because everything was a little more organized and I didn't have to travel, take, 5 or 6 different um, layovers and flights to get there. So
Yeah.
everything else after Shreveport felt really easy. So it was kind of good to get out of the way. I thought I brought a decent package. Um, and I pretty much got the same feedback through all of my shows this year. So I've just been kind of back to the drawing board this off season, and we're gonna try to bring a bigger package and more of what they want to see. So that was the first show of the year.
Yeah. What were the
So
other two?
then we went right from Shreveport, went right to Toronto. Um, I live on the East Coast, so to get to Shreveport was like 4 flights and then 4 or 5 flights. So then to get to Toronto in Ontario was like 2 flights there. But I have family, so I stayed with my family, which was nice. So stayed there for about 2 weeks, and then I did the Toronto Pro Show where I came fifth. So it was a hard battle for fourth, I think. Um, yeah, I thought my conditioning was better than Shreveport, so I improved there. Not a lot you can do in terms of size in such a short period of time, but getting your conditioning down, I believe I did that, and I think I was rewarded with a good placing.
Yeah.
So that went quite well. I had some of my good friends visit me there and come watch me, so that was really nice. I haven't seen a lot of them face to face in a very long time. Excuse me.
And this is the
Um,
home country too. That's in Canada.
Yeah, that was my home province. So like an hour away from where I live or where I grew up. So
Nice.
it was kind of nice to have all my friends come and visit and watch. So that was good. And then my last show, I went back home to the East Coast after that. And then again, kind of back to the drawing board. This time I had a little bit more of a gap. So I was able to put in, a little bit more food, try to improve on some parts of my body, but mostly just trying to keep strict on my conditioning. So making sure I was still coming in lean. And then I flew off to Arizona for the Wings of Strength Rising Phoenix. So my boyfriend got to join me with that one. That was popped his bodybuilder cherry there. So he had never been to a bodybuilding show before. So I think that was a unique experience for him. He's the best sort of supportive. So it's kind of like no matter what I'm doing, he's like, you got it. So that's all you need. You need that like that blind support. So He was there. I think he enjoyed it. And I know now he's like catching on with some of the names of the people I watch on YouTube and stuff. So he's pretty good at like picking it out. So thoroughly impressed. But that
Terrific.
show was amazing, super well run show. They do a great job. Um, Organized, the venues are beautiful. And I pulled out an eighth on that one too. So it was an improvement from 2019. So a one place improvement, but I don't think I peaked when I should have at that show.
Sure.
Just I think it was I'm not my body wasn't used to all that dieting, and I think I was just looking tired by the end. So I lost some of my lines between prejudging. No, between like when I woke up to prejudging. So whatever kind of happened in those few hours, I think I kind of spilled over a little bit, and so nothing was really showing. Excuse me. So yeah, so again, took the feedback and now I'm coming to the tail end of my off season. I'm hoping it's a productive one and we'll reconvene with coach actually this weekend. So hopefully we can make some decisions.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of a good point about having the tough show like Shreveport out of the way first.
Yeah, it literally was like, it was like just an uphill battle for that show. And then it was like, ooh, smooth slide right down to the end of the year. So yeah, I was grateful that they weren't so challenging afterwards.
That's
In
terrific.
terms of setup, the shows, the girls are always a challenge. The competition is a challenge, but it's definitely, it was the getting there and like everything. And so we're good.
Yeah, I remember the metal detectors and the
Oh
Shreveport
my
Convention
God.
Center. It was
Yeah.
kind of
And
interesting.
me, like this simple, white Canadian girl, I'm not used to guns. So all of a sudden they're trying to check in my bags for weapons. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I have rice cakes.
Yeah, that's true. It was kind of crazy. I'd never seen that at a
Yeah.
bodybuilding show
And I think
before.
when we arrived at the hotel, I think across the street, there was just a mild hostage situation.
Oh.
So again, innocent white Canadian girl, not expecting anything. So
Yeah, welcome to America,
yeah, thank you. That was good. That was an awakening.
Now, are you still working with Shelby Starnes?
Yep, still working with Shelby, unless he's fired me in the last week, but I think we're good.
Now, I was curious if was it tough to prep for 3 shows in 2023? Because I think it would be kind of exhausting.
Yeah, it was. The last time I did three shows, I think was 2018, and they were like really well spaced out.
Hmm.
And I mean, like as you get older, because like 5, 6 years is a big difference, right?
Hmm.
As you get older, things will get more challenging, and so you kind of have to like relearn your body a little bit as you're in that time period. So I think back when I was 2017, 2018, winning my pro card, a pro debut, an Olympia debut, um, you kind of learn like that was easy. And then you get older and you're like, I'm more stiff and my sleep kind of sucks. And now I have all these more adult responsibilities. And it's hard to balance, but I think I got it because right now I feel super mentally ready to diet. Whereas
Hmm.
last time I was quite reluctant and I was kind of like, resisting a little bit, but now I feel like I'm satiated. I had my food and I want to diet again and want to get to it. So I think it was a good break. A lot of lessons learned last year. And so now I kind of know what to expect. These old lady bones, what they can handle.
That's great. No, that's terrific. I'm excited for you for this year. Now, I was curious, there was that 4-year break between competing and,
Hmm.
whether that was COVID related and being in Canada and, um,
Yeah, both the two.
yeah. But I was curious,
Yeah.
were there any surprises for you when you returned to competing this year? Like
Um,
any big changes that you saw?
not not so much. I actually feel like they sort of narrowed down my category a little bit better. Like as things change, you can definitely see the differences in those physiques and it evolves, the sport evolves, and that's going to happen. But I do think they've narrowed in ish a bit more to what they're looking for. Like I think it'll still be a fight to kind of figure out what they're awarding and what they're not. But I think pretty well. Like the competition is the same. If anything, COVID may have hurt some promoters, right? Just depending on their type of funding. But at least two of the three shows that I did, they were awesome. So I think the sport is still well and alive.
That's terrific. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I know the fans missed you, so it's good to have you back again. Definitely.
I hope so.
Now, I was curious, did you get a chance to talk with the judges about where you need to improve or where they think you need to improve?
Yep, pretty much throughout those three shows, it was conditioning is great, posing is great, suit and hair makeup look awesome. Just bring up your back more.
Hmm, cool.
So I got that for all three shows.
Really?
So yeah, better be damned if I wasn't going to train back a few extra times in this off season. So
Great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's good feedback. And yeah, 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 I can see that. Just needs, maybe more density in your back, I guess.
Just more density. My shape is there. I'm super confident in that. I know my stage presence um is good.
Hmm.
Excuse me. It's a lot of talking I've done all day.
Oh, sorry.
So my voice is like that.
Ah.
Yeah, and like I knew it was coming. I know my physique well enough to know that that was not a lagging body part, but it wasn't as strong as some others.
Hmm.
So it was just about bringing like you're only as lean as your fattest body part, and you're only as shredded as like your wateriest or your fattest part. So it's kind of like the same thing. So it's like you're only as good as your worst body part,
Hmm.
right? So you just kind of have to work. That's why you work on your weaknesses. So
Sure, I understand.
mhm.
That's very cool. And I don't know if you can say yet, but do you know where you would like to compete in 2024?
I have an idea, but it's mostly about destination rather than timing.
Okay.
Where I'm located makes it very challenging to fly anywhere.
Hmm.
And then the first show of the year, I think, is like Vancouver Island, which is the opposite side of the country that I'm at. So
Yeah,
that's just not, it's too soon anyway.
mhm.
And it's definitely far. So,
I understand.
mhm.
No, that's cool. Yeah, we're fans are excited about you, so you'll have to announce soon. Now, like you mentioned, your boyfriend Andrew got a chance to attend his first bodybuilding show and root for you in person. And I was
Yeah.
just curious, what was his take on the show and on bodybuilding competitions in general?
I think he was definitely there for me. He's not um a fan per se, like yourself or anyone who follows bodybuilding, but he's definitely appreciative of how hard everyone works, and he recognizes the dedication and what you have to kind of put aside in order to do what you do. So I think he could look at it from a like, damn, that's impressive perspective rather than like, damn, those are some biceps.
Yeah.
So, which I appreciate because I mean, it's nice to have our separate things too. He has his interests and I have mine. I support his interests, he supports mine. So it's nice to just be able to have our own separate things, but then like when the worlds collide or when we bring each other into our worlds, then it's like it's just, you support them, right?
That's true.
He doesn't need to understand why I do the crazy shit that I do. He just goes like, "Cool, babe, number one fan."
That's terrific. Yeah, very
Hmm.
cool. Um, I was curious, like when you're prepping for food and stuff, he's still eating his own thing, but is that tough
Yep.
to have him with the,
Not really. He eats quite well. He
yeah,
makes basically everything from home. So I get the
nice.
smells. I'm not um I'm a creature of habit, so I really don't mind eating the same stuff day in, day out. He
Hmm.
needs more variety on his palate.
Yeah,
But I have no issues him eating whatever he wants to eat.
terrific. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, I was curious now that you've come back, have you seen an increase in your social media that fans are kind of rediscovering you or new fans coming
Uh,
on board?
no, not so much, but funny you should say that. I am working extremely hard right now on my social media. Just both as like an athlete perspective and as well as a coach. So I'm kind of drawing in the two worlds together.
Hmm.
But one of my goals is definitely to boost my YouTube. So I really want to get more people watching my videos. I want to get more people subscribing. I mean, it's free, right? Sometimes we're not necessarily watching these videos for bodybuilding, but we're like, hey, that person might have something of value to say. So I'm hoping, I'm trying to get, so yeah, trying to get the boosts up, just like you. I got to get to your level, David.
Yeah, I got 1,000 subscribers, so that was
I
pretty cool.
know, that's awesome. So my goal
Yeah.
in the next couple months is to get where you are. So
I think once you hit 1,000 subscribers is when you can start monetizing too. So that's
Either
pretty
way,
cool
I
too.
just like a goal and I'm gonna beat you.
Oh
You're my
man.
next target. Yeah.
Oh man, that'll be a good competition, I think. We'll have to see. No, I think you're gonna reach it though. And I did have a question, like I know that your YouTube channel kind of has some cool informative videos and on training and kind of life hacks for bodybuilders. So in terms of have you succeeded in seeing your subscriber list go up since you
I mean,
started it?
probably more so on Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like I still need to like overcome these humps. Like every little hurdle has like as you get to a peak where there's like a milestone for like you for like it was hard, right? And then all of a sudden you hit 1,000. You're like, hey, and so
Mhm.
it'll be hard, even harder for you to hit 10 like 10,000. So I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. Um, and again, the hiatus from bodybuilding probably didn't help.
Mhm.
Um, I think everyone was sort of in like a depressive. I think there's some who capitalized on the pandemic and some who really suffered.
Yeah.
So I definitely was in a dark place. So I wasn't posting as much, wasn't even doing much. So
Mhm.
I think now that I have the energy and the time and the space to do it, then I think I can dedicate more time to it and hopefully it grows more. Yeah.
That's terrific. Yeah, definitely. I'll make sure to include the link to your YouTube channel too.
Please. Yes.
Yeah. How is your coaching business going? And are there any clients you might like to highlight? And are you accepting new clients currently?
I definitely am accepting new clients. I love coaching. I've been doing it pretty much since I was right out of school, where I studied kinesiology. So I instantly was very drawn to the human body and the anatomy, and that just naturally led into kind of bodybuilding and sports in general. And that's usually my target client is someone who wants to get better at something, whether it's, they want to start lifting heavier or look better or feel better or compete, right? I like the type of person that's me, which is just like always looking to excel. So I would say like I am my ideal client because like when I hired Shelby, I knew his worth. I didn't question his price. I paid what he asked me. I followed the rules and I work hard about it every day. And so I want a client who also is just like, heck yeah, like she's been places, like she knows what she's doing because I do. So I think my clients right now are awesome. They're all very dedicated and they just keep, renewing because I think they see the value in what I bring to their life and how important it is for them to make those changes every day. And so they're doing it. And I don't need to highlight just one. I think they're all awesome. So I'm super proud of all of them for what they do. Moms, non-moms, like working part-time, full-time, all of it. So they're a bunch.
Do you work with men and women?
Yeah, I don't have any men right now, but I have had plenty in the past. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So I was curious, I just had one more question. I was
Yeah.
curious about how busy is your gym in early January? Because I bet there's a lot of newbies. And I actually read something recently. A few bodybuilders had posted, be the reason they stay, meaning be patient and help the newbies, and then maybe they won't get
Yeah.
hooked for a few months. But just
Yeah.
curious about your take on that.
I've I mean, I don't care who's showing up to the gym, like so they're there for a reason, right? And ideally that's to improve themselves in any way. And so, yeah, I mean, if someone looks like they're kind of like staring at the instruction on how to do something, then I can ask them like, can I show you how to do this? Or are you open to me showing you how to use this piece of equipment? I think if you just approach it gently and not in an abrasive, like, do you even know what you're doing kind of attitude, but just like ask them, like, are you comfortable with me helping you through this?
Hmm.
And most of the time they'll say yes. And if they don't, that's cool. Like don't take offense to that either. Just let them do their thing. If they just want to, muddle along, as long as they showed up, I don't care. That's cool. But like so right now my gym just went 24/7. So I feel like there's a longer period in the day where more people can show up. So I haven't noticed a difference at the times that I go during the day any busier. Um, but who knows? We'll see. It might pick up.
That's cool. Yeah, just this New Year's resolution time, of course. So that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering about it. And you being a coach, and just and having the YouTube channel with instruction, I mean,
Yeah.
you could possibly even pick up clients that way too, I guess.
Well, that's it. That's the idea. And I think a lot of content creators. I'm not even gonna call myself that, but someone who posts on YouTube and Instagram, like it's also about providing trust too, right? Like I'm giving you information that I've learned or that I have tried, tested, and true to me. I'm giving you that information for free. Like, and if you want a more detailed look at your training or into your goals, then yeah, like that'll be a fee. But for the most part, a lot of what we put out on the internet, and same with you, right? You're not making any money off this. You just want to get the word out. I'm the same way. Like, I want to get the word out to this proximal hamstring tendinopathy that I'm suffering with, that maybe this can help with you, right? I'm
Sure.
not a licensed doctor, but I'm just putting you through what I've learned, right? Both through schooling and from other professionals. So I think that's what it's all about. And subscribing to channels like yours and mine is a big deal because it does give us, even just the, even without the monetization, it gives us the encouragement to keep doing what we're doing. And it's validation that what we're saying is impacting someone, right? And so that's why a like, a share, a comment, and a subscription is going to make a big difference for someone with these itty bitty accounts.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you. No, I definitely agree with you on that. And I've really been pleased to kind of build up an audience, over
Yeah, you've done
just over a
great.
year now. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's not that been that long and you're already there. So, and I mean, it's also a testament to the quality of stuff that you're saying to people too, right? You're not just, overemphasizing certain body parts in a weird way. You're like actually asking about people's lives and the athletes and how they're doing and just all that. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you. Yeah. Well, it was really good catching up with you, Alyssa. And
Yeah, you as well.
I'll be posting about you later, and yeah, look forward to your show announcements too. We'll have to
Cool.
see where you're
Thank
gonna.
you. Yeah. And you can follow along all the descriptions David's going to put right in the bottom, and you can come subscribe and watch me do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to do a post for this interview or a story for this interview and then a separate story for your YouTube so that way I can get the
Mm.
links for both. So,
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Yeah. And we can all share it. We can all share
well, thank you again, and
it.
I'll be
Yeah.
in touch.
Awesome. Thanks, David.
Bye.